Guys, thanks for clicking on this video. This is an antique coffer that I got recently from an estate sale. It was $50 they had it listed for, but I ended up getting it for less. It really isn't in that bad of condition. It could use more work than what I gave it, but honestly, I just fixed it up to the point that it would function, and it does now work. So yeah, if you want to tag along, watch the video, you can see exactly what I did. Right now, I'm just using it for blankets, so until I move it somewhere else, I think it's good enough as it is. But yeah, happy to have it in my collection. It's a really neat box. So these are some of the pictures of how I found it at the sale. You can see here kind of the hinges were actually snapped in half and they weren't fully screwed in, so the lid was just almost completely detached. You'll see in the next clip I do fully remove the lid and I have it separate, so you'll get a better idea of what I mean when I say the hinges were snapped in half. Alrighty, so I just took this one off here. Kind of see. It's a very nice hinge. So this one, is that the one that's bent? It is not. This one will be a little bit easier. Solder that back together, clean it up, do all that, and that should be good. Yeah, so here I'm just taking the hinges off. Pretty self-explanatory. Alrighty, so you may have saw earlier in the video that the one hinge was super bent out of shape. Right here I'm annealing it. Now the only reason I'm using a fire is because I did not have a blowtorch available to me. The fire worked just well enough. It didn't get hot enough to melt the brass, so I wasn't worried about that. But yeah, it was kind of a stupid way of going about it, but it worked. I annealed the metal. I was able to bend it back into shape and it worked just fine. Now here it is taking it out of the fire. I'm just going to go set it over and leave it on my anvil to cool down. Yeah, so if you didn't see it already, you can really see the curvature here. Alrighty, so while I was waiting for that to anneal, I just went over, I oiled the entire thing down. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to sand it down or do like paint thinner or nothing like that. I'm just oiling it. Oil is sufficient for this type of project, and honestly, I think it looks just fine. You can see I used my vise to straighten it out. I did not want any sudden shocks to the material, since it is quite old and old material tends to have all kinds of impurities. So you can see here I'm cleaning it up. Now I'm not actually going to polish it to a mirror finish. I actually do like the scuffs. I have a feeling those scuffs are from the original manufacturer. So I'm just taking off the patina. I honestly thought the patina was kind of ugly. I don't know what someone put in here, but I have a feeling it did. It messed with the brass. So I'm just taking that off. I'm going to leave all the original scuffs and scratches. So you can see here that I'm now working on soldering the broken hinges. Now, I did manage to find a blowtorch to solder them, but the gas is at least 30 years old. I had it in my basement, so it works. It worked well enough. Probably not the safest thing to use, but you know, I'm very cheap and I was not going to go buy more propane if I had it in my basement. Here they are after soldering and cleanup. You know, I think this is probably the first good look you're getting at them. Notice how they're not super polished or anything like that, although I did just hit them with a blowtorch. So I am going to go back, polish them again, and then I'm going to screw them onto the trunk. So now all I've got left to do here is just wipe everything down, oil it up a little bit more, clean it up. You know, I'm going to go over it with a vacuum cleaner, vacuum out the box, and really just pretty it up. There's not a lot left to do. That, reassemble it. But yeah, you can see a couple of the secret compartments that this box had. I didn't take detailed recordings of them, but you'll see me putting in some weird drawers. If you're wondering what they are secret compartments. But yeah, you can watch the rest of this. It's just reassembly. Now you might notice here that one of the hinges actually broke while I was screwing it in. There was still a little bit of tension under it, so it snapped because it was still a little bit bent. Um, I didn't really bother trying to fix it, honestly. It was in a non-critical spot. The same part that broke to begin with, but it is stable, so I'm just leaving it for the time being. That'll be something I'll fix later down the line. So here it is. I ran into a number of different pretty significant issues when I was fixing this, and I'll show you the big one. So you can see here, this solder kept snapping. All of these screws are different, so one day I am just going to have to go and I'm going to buy better screws. These are just screws I had from old projects, and honestly they're working for the time being. I was putting a screw in here and it sheared. I was using a screwdriver and it sheared right down the middle when I was putting it in. So that was problematic. So I'm just gonna have to drill it out one day, and I'm not doing that now. Right now it's stable enough. I'm not going to be opening this up very frequently. It's interesting why they decided to put these on the inside. So this wood could butt up against this to keep it from opening 180 degrees. That also makes putting hinges on the inside not so stupid of an idea, because if it did go to 180 degrees, all of the force is vertical on these screws, and that's really bad. You can see here what's really cool about it. It has multiple secret compartments. There's one there. Then there's another one here, which requires that I take both of these drawers out, which I don't feel like doing. But you may have seen what I did there with that thing. It was a separator with the drawer in the back of it. But yeah, this is a very, very nice trunk. It'll be good to put my boots in, a couple of other random things I have. And yeah, be a really cool trunk for the end of my bed. Thanks for watching. I'm planning on uploading a couple more videos of just random projects I do in the future. So if you're interested in seeing those, be sure to subscribe, comment, like it, do whatever you need to do to get recommended these videos in the future. But yeah, thank you.